Okay, you have downloaded MySQL. If you are on a Windows machine, just go to the start menu and type MySQL client server, something like that, and you can open the app. But if you are on a Mac or a Linux, just go to a terminal and type MySQL -u and the name of your user. In this case, it's just root. Root is the default, but if you changed it while downloading it, just use that username and then -p. When I press it, it asks for password, and that password is your MySQL server password, so that was really important. Hope you remember it. After type the password, just press enter and you'll come to this login screen. If you come to the login screen, then it was successful, and then you'll see MySQL and this symbol, and then you can start typing. First, let's look at all the databases we have. We can use show database with databases. Now the thing is, you have to write everything in capital letters. I mean, it's not compulsory. You can write in small letters or just capital, small, anything, but typing everything in capital letters is a convention. You'll find like almost every people will be writing in capital letters. Just write every SQL command in capital letters. It's not necessary, but it's just a convention. Then after writing the command or query, a query means just a command, so this thing is one query, and then after writing the query, just put semicolon. When you press it, enter, you can see all the databases we have. Information schema, MySQL, performance schema, and sys. These databases are created by MySQL while downloading, so don't mess with them, don't delete them, just leave it as it is. This cool database I created a while ago. We'll also learn how to create databases on our own, but for now I just want to say some problems with this setup right here. Now, first of all, it's based on terminal, so for some of you it might not be easy to read. And second thing is like Python interactive shell. So if I open Python ideally, it's like this. So once you type something like, once you type like print hello, as soon as you press enter, you get the output. If I type x is equal to 10, press enter, you get a new line, and then you can like print x and I get 10. So when you're writing a line, it gets executed right away. So it's okay for testing or learning new stuff, but it's definitely not an ideal way for creating large applications. Like you'll have a .py file, you won't be writing your Python code over here. So the same thing, writing everything over here is just maybe for 1 or 2 lines or just for understandings and stuff. But if you want to create large queries, then it's ideal to have a separate file. And we do have a separate file. It's a .sql file. Now we cannot get a .sql file over here. There's another app called MySQL Workbench. You can download from MySQL website. The link is in the description. After you download it, you can see if I open this connection, you can see you get a file editing. And by the way, you do not need to use this app. You can use any text editor like Visual Studio Code or anything like that. But this is specially made for SQL, so I'll be using this. You can see my database over here and all the tables. If I want to see the students table, I can just press this and you can see all the students table. So this thing is much better. If you want, you can use the command line, but I recommend you to use this thing. It's much more nice, and I'll be using this throughout the course, so I recommend you to download this. Okay, so now you have downloaded MySQL Workbench. Let me just familiarize you with all the items we have in this app. Now by default, you'll see this local instance and some number. So if you have this, just click it. But in case you don't have it, just press the plus icon and then just type the connection name, test for example, and just leave everything default and just press test connection, and it will ask you for a password. You will get an output successfully made the MySQL connection. But for some reason you didn't, then just comment down below, or you can just search in Google. But most of the time the connection should be successful, and then you can press OK and just press it and it will open like this. Let me just show all the panels and all the stuff you have in the app. So by default it should look something like this, I guess. Now you can just toggle this also, the bottom thing, and also the side menu. I'll just keep it like this. This is the main area you can code over here, like you can show all the databases. After writing all the queries, you can just run it over here and we'll get the output. So these are the databases we have. So this is like the main typing area. There are also other things, but we'll learn along the way. I won't just introduce you everything right now, it might be confusing. This is the sidebar. You can see your databases. Yeah, there are some database you can't see over here, like that information schema and all that, but you'll just see a sys database and also all the ones you have created. If you can't see school, just refresh it, you'll see it. When you click it, you can see you have tables and all the tables. If you press a table, you can see the columns, and in columns you have teacher ID, full name, subject, and phone number column. If you press over here, you can see the table. Let me just increase the size. So this is the output area. Over here, this is like all the outputs you get, all action you have done, like which action, what it does, and how much time it took. Now I forgot to mention that you can't see the school database because you have not yet created this. This I created earlier. Actually, now we are not going to learn about creating databases, tables, and all that. We'll be learning in next lectures. First, we'll learn how you can read databases, how you can filter data, and all that. So if you want this school database, what you have to do is, in the description below you'll find a link where you can download the .sql file, and then you can press this folder icon and select the SQL file and just click open. You will get this. So if you don't understand this, just don't worry, this you will understand in the future lectures. It's pretty easy. If you want, you can go through the code, but if you don't understand, just don't worry. So this code will create the school database for you. So first I'll just delete this database. You don't have to delete it because you won't have this. So because if I don't delete it, then it will come like duplicate database, this already exists and all. So it will look like this for you, and just run the command. And the school database should be created, but you can't see, then just refresh it. You can see the school database, and then you can close this file. You can see all the databases like classes, students, teachers, and if you want to look at the table, you can just click this icon and you can see all the teachers we have. Alright, let's start coding in MySQL. If you want to look at the contents of the table, you can just click this icon. But this is just because of this app. The app runs SQL behind the scenes, and you can see the output. Like if I press this, you can see this SQL command is run, and because of this line you can see the output. But let's start from scratch. So let me cut it, and for selecting everything that is there in the table, you can use the select command. Select everything. Everything means this star symbol. So select everything from the table name. Now which table? We want the teachers table, for example. But if you write just select everything from teachers, you can notice that we told select everything from teachers, but we didn't say from which databases teachers table. Like we have many databases, but SQL doesn't know from which database you want to see the table. So we have to specify which database you want to check. So I want to check the school database. So school.teachers. Oops. Yeah. So select everything from school.teachers. So it's like select everything that is there in teachers table from school database in teachers table. If I run it, you can see the exact same output. So this is everything. Now what does everything mean? Everything means like all the fields you have. So if you want only the full name and the subject field, you can specify like this: full name, subject. And if I run it, you can see only full name and subject fields are coming. So if you want all the fields, you can use the star icon, or asterisk 6 actually, and you can see all the fields. But if you want only some fields, you can specify the fields explicitly. Like if I want only the phone numbers, run it, you can see only the phone number fields comes. So that's just the basics of selecting. But now there's one thing. The thing is, if you have so many queries like select everything from school.teachers, but if you have so many commands, then writing school dot again and again would be confusing. So what you could do is, you can say SQL that I want to select a particular database. So you can use the use command, use school. So now you don't have to specify school dot. So you're saying that, hey SQL, I want to select the school database. So everything I'm going to write is about the school database. So if you just write select everything from teachers, SQL knows that this teachers table belongs to the school database. Okay. So if you run it, you can see you get the same output without any errors. So we'll be using first use and then all the queries. So in this file you have two queries. You have the use query and you have the select query. Now you might want to order stuff. Order by ascending or descending order. Let's say I want to arrange everything in ascending order for the names. Like Anushree should come first, then Elon Musk, Anushree should come first, then Craig, then Elon Musk, and then Tim Cook, because it's like A to Z. You can arrange everything by clicking over here. You can see it's arranged, but you want SQL to arrange. So for that, you have another keyword called as order by. And order by means if you want to arrange based on order, ascending or descending. Order by and then the name of the field. In this case, we want to order everything by full name. Just write full name. If I run it, you can see everything is ordered based on the full name from A to Z. Now one more thing I want to say is, if you're writing a long query in just one line, it might be difficult to read. So you can just separate it on different lines. Okay, so this thing is actually just one line, but we have separated into multiple lines. So you should not put semicolon over here. Why? Because this is actually one line. So it's like you're doing like this. So you have to not put semicolon, because this is actually one line, but we're just separating it into two separate lines, so it's easy to read. So just don't put semicolon over here. So it will indicate line end and this will be invalid. So this is actually one line. Now by default everything was arranged in ascending order. But what if you want descending order? After order by the name of the field, you can write SC. That means order everything in descending order. So if I run it, you can see it's other way around. And if you want ascending order, you can type ASC. You can see you get the ascending order. But if you don't specify anything, by default it's ascending. Let's learn about another keyword, that is the limit keyword. Now you can see we're getting all the records, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 records in this table, but if you have like hundreds and hundreds of records, maybe you don't want all of them. Maybe you want just the first 2 records. So for that you can just type limit 2. So this means just give me 2 records. So if I run it, you can see only 2 records are there. Actually it didn't get deleted, there are 4 records in the database, but while outputting you just get 2 records because you specified 2. If you specify 3, you get 3 records. You can also combine multiple, like this, like order by ascending, order by maybe subject. So order by subject. Select everything from teachers table, order by subject, and then limit to just 2. The order is important. You cannot write limit before order by, because first we need to order and then only we have to limit it. So if you write this limit before order, it will show an error. So first you have to order and then limit. Let's run it. You can see only two outputs are there, but you can see C comes first and then E comes because we have order by subject. If you want, you can type in descending order. So first E will come and then C will come. So if I run it, you can see, oh sorry, why is it like this? Because you have 4 records, right? So if I just comment this out, by the way, for commenting you have to put 2 dashes over here, 2 hyphens. If I run it, you can see this is the first 2. First it orders and then only it limits. So that was my mistake. So first it orders like this and then it limits to just 2. So these 2 come. Okay, imagine you are a school staff member and for statistics reason you want to know from which all country your students are from. You could just do like select everyone from students and then just look at the country. So you have people from India, US and Canada. Now instead of just selecting everything, you could just select the country, run it, and you get only the country field. You get India, US and Canada. So we know that our students are from only India, US and Canada. But you can see US is being repeated twice. Now why is it twice? Because we have 2 people from US. But this is just for statistics. We want to know from which all country the students are from. So why do we need US 2 times? Because there are 2 people from US. That's why we have 2 output of US. Now imagine you have like hundreds of people from US, hundreds of people from India, 100 from Canada. So you get like India, US. So you get like so many of them. So that's like you have to scroll through everything and check. So that's not ideal. So there is one more thing called distinct. So you could do like select distinct. Select distinct country from students. So if you run it, you can see only India, US and Canada. So all the repeated elements are not counted. I mean, they are not deleted from the database or table. It's just in the output. So you get India, US and Canada. So it's much more easier for statistics, or if you want to know all of the elements in a particular field, but you don't want them to repeat. Okay, initially we were discussing about select. When you run it, you can see you get all the fields in a table. Let me select students and you get all the fields. Now this star means everything. If you want only few columns, we learned that you could specify the name of the columns. If you run it, you can see only age and phone number is visible. And by the way, the order is important. So if I put phone number before age, you can see the output also is like that. And also I can put multiple columns, repeating columns. So if I put it like this, you can see phone number, age. So it depends on how you type it. Let's put everything for now. You can get all of these. You can also modify the output. Like you get marks. If I want to select the student full name and marks, I get output like this. And for some reason, the school decided to give 1 mark free for everyone. Maybe it was a question error. So all of them get 1 mark. So if you want to add 1 mark, you can do like this. Marks plus 1. If I run it, you can see everyone gets 1 mark extra. And also the name of the field is mark plus 1. So initially, if I didn't specify plus 1, it will be 98, 95 like that. You can see 98, 94, 89, 60. If I put plus 1, you can see 99, 61, 90 like that. 99, 61, 90 and 95. So that's how you can modify the output. Now maybe you don't want marks plus 1 like that. So you can change the name of the table. So I'll put as marks plus 1 as edited marks. If I run it, you can see you get edited marks, and also the marks, each of the marks get 1 extra. So you can change the name of the column like that. Even instead of full name, maybe you can type student name. You can see you get student name and edited marks. If you want to insert a space like this, you have to surround everything by quotes. You can use double or single quotes, but single quote is just a convention, so I'm going to use that. If I run it, student space name and edited marks. Edited marks also I'll put space. Okay, student name and edited marks. You can see the line is getting too long now, so you can split it into multiple lines. I'll put a tab. By the way, tab doesn't matter, you can put anything, it will work perfectly fine, but I'll be doing like this. This looks much cleaner and easier to understand. Select full name as student name. So full name is now student's name. Marks plus 1 as edited marks. Now if you want the original marks, you can again put marks like this. You can see student name, the original marks. Now you can see 1 is added to each of them. I'll rename it to original marks like that. You can see original marks 98, edited 99, 60, 61, 89, 90, 94 and 95. So this is how you can change the name of the columns as well as modify something. And not only plus, you can do asterisks for multiplication, so everything multiplied by 10, for example. You can see 990, 600, 890 and 940. Division, a slash, front slash. Subtraction, and so on. You have subtraction, and also you have a modulus symbol. Modulus means just the remainder after division. So after you divide 98 by 10, you get 8 as the remainder. So 8 is the modulus answer. So you have plus, minus, multiplication, division and modulus. Alright, now we'll learn about a really powerful command, that is the where command. So first let me clear this out and just put everything. So select everything from students. If I run it, you should get all the students. Now you get all the data. But what if you want only the students have scored above 90 marks? How can you do that? It's pretty simple. Select everything from students where marks is greater than 90. See, it's pretty simple. Select everything. So first select everything from the students table. We have multiple tables, classes, students, teachers. Select everything from the students table where the marks is greater than 90. So if I run it, see we have 4 of them. So the only ones that are greater than 90 are this one and this one. So if I run it, you can see we get only 2 records that are greater than 90. If you want smaller than 90, you can see 60 and 89. These are less than 90. You can also use less than or equal to 90. Or I'll just use like less than or equal to 89. Get the same output. If I use greater than or equal to 89, you can see you get these 2, this one and this one, along with that this one, because it's equal to 99. You have greater than, smaller than, greater than or equal to, smaller than or equal to, or just equal to and not equal to. You can use this for not equal to, or this one, or this one. So either exclamation mark and equal to sign, or just smaller than and greater than symbol. So select everything from students where the marks is equal to 89. You can see you have only one student. Let me just comment this out and run it. You can see there's 2 people from US. So I can do like select everything from students where country is equal to US. Let me run it. You get these 2 people. You also have and, or, and not, just like Python. So select everything from US select everything from students where country is equal to US or the marks is greater than 90. You can see get all of them actually, because country where there is US you get this one and this one. Mark greater than 90 is this and this. So let's use and. And symbol means both of these conditions should be true. So you have to select a record where the students belongs to US and also his mark should be greater than 90. If I run it, you get no output because there is no person from US who got 90 marks. Let me just comment this out. Okay, we could do like select everyone who is in US and greater than 20 years old. So in this case we have only this guy. So let me just remove the comment. Select everyone from student where the country is US and the age is greater than 20 years. In this case we have just this one, so we should get only one output. Yes, we got one output. So select everything from students where country is equal to US or age is greater than 20. So these people, they are either from US or they are greater than 20 years old. Like this one, he's not from US but is at least greater than 20 years old. So you get all this. And if you want to order by maybe their age, so this already ordered, so let's use marks. So order by marks. So you can see the lowest marks come first and the highest marks comes in the end. If you want descending order, you could do like that. The one with the highest marks is on the top and the lowest marks is on the bottom. Okay, let's use the not operator. Not. Select everyone from students where the country is US but they are not elder than 20 years old. So if I run it, you can see this guy is from US but is not elder than 20 years old. So you could use not for that. Now not has higher precedence than and has higher precedence than or. So this is similar to Python. Not comes first, then and, then or. So first it will evaluate this one. So not greater than 20. So it simply means which is smaller than or equal to 20 years old. So if you remove the not, it will be like this. So which are not elder than 20 years. So first it will evaluate this one and then this and this. So that was all about reading data from databases, tables, and so on. We learned how to read data, how to filter data, how to modify, and all that. In next video, we'll discuss how you can create databases, create tables, insert records into tables and all that. So stay tuned.